So it's like you're trying to connect Kemet and compare it to Hebrew Israelites or Hebrews. There's no comparison. Kemet is Kemet. This is what I would love for people who love Kemet to get away from. You can argue and say you're comparing this to Christianity. You are belittling Kemet. Kemet is the greatest empire in history. You don't need to compare. If anybody want to compare, like, oh, we trying to get to Kemet level. Kemet is number one. So we comparing it to other religions is basically saying, hey, we could compare with them. No, we got 3,000 years of documented history. Show me a culture that could show you that. Sumer can't do it. Mesopotamia can't do it. Assyria can't do it. Persia can't do it. The Greeks can't do it. So by we trying to compare to other cultures that's beneath us, you are belittling the greatness of Kemet, in my opinion. But again, if Kemet is number one, let's just stand on Kemet and let Kemet be. The Judah Christian household I grew up in with my mom and my dad, that's what gave me the ethics, the morals, the background to the ethics, morals, and everything that I live by. And I have to give them the credit for that.
Well, maybe it's my fault. Maybe my question is not clear enough, but I was actually brought up in a Christian family. And I went to church and I read the Bible and I heard about the Bible in church. And so that's what it was when I grew up. But later on, I got to do some research, I got to do some readings, and I decided for myself. So it's been a few years, but I can say that as of today, I don't follow Christianity. I don't believe in the Bible and so on. Now I understand what you're telling me about your background, which is in terms of religion, it was the same as mine. Yes, you grew up in a Christian. But now today, or in the last few years, do you follow any West African philosophy? Yes or no?
No.
Okay. Now, I thank you for answering. But it becomes clearer, but there's a huge dichotomy. Sorry, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. You have to forgive me sometimes. Yes, thank you very much. Dichotomy, thank you for that. Because English is not my mother tongue, so sometimes I sleep up. There's a huge dichotomy between some of the statements you make on a regular basis and a constant basis and what you said today, because I was very surprised when I heard you say, and that's why I typed it in chat, you said Kemet is the greatest empire in history. And you also said Kemet is number one. And usually I say, and I've said before, Kemet is the greatest empire that we know of, you know. And if some people hear you say Kemet is the greatest empire in history, as you have said earlier, and also Kemet is number one, some people might label you an Egyptomaniac. How would you feel if someone said, Garfield said Kemet is the greatest empire in history, Kemet is number one, Garfield is an Egyptomaniac? How would you feel, or how would you respond? What would you respond?
I said, if telling the truth makes me an Egyptomaniac in their eyes, I live with it. But it's the fact of the matter is, it's the truth.